I have a lot of Rex. I'm looking for Kaiser Knusch 1. Alright, thank you Undertale Soundtrack for keeping us company. Thank you viewers for being patient with us as we got this cast ready to go. So, I don't think this is going to be casted live, but we're doing it our best here, a little impromptu ESOC stream. I am your caster, Sir Callan, and joining you along for the ride between this very exciting Play All 5 series between two of the best players in the game right now. Of course, we have Kaiserklein in the color blue, playing France in the southwest of the map, and in the northeast in the color red. We have Knusch or Knusch Bear. And the map is Florida. Pretty interesting matchup, I guess. Kaiserklein not going with that main squeeze German here. Of course, for game one, both players did have to agree on a matchup, so perhaps there's some dancing that we weren't privy to, but yeah, here it is. Both players going to enjoy starting with that early market. Knusch getting the first tier of food upgrades, and even building a trading post here, and he has coin that he can sell to build a manor if he'd like to. So interesting start out of him. And Kaiserklein also going for an early trading post. This is a match that's a part of the ESOC Premier League. This is week 2, so for those unfamiliar, it's a really fun sort of tournament, team-style tournament format where there are 4 teams, a manager for each team, and they draft players with imaginary coins and assemble, like a 6-man roster, and then pit the players up in 1v1 head-to-head matches. And this goes on for a while, and the top 2 teams at the end of it go into playoffs and have a final head-to-head for the whole prize pool. So Kaiserklein is representing the Boomers team, and Knusch is representing Mandarin Duck Squad. Now, a little conflict of interest, just to be direct and just kind of put it out there. I am a hired exclusive analyst for the Mandarin Duck Squadron, so I am going to be, I'm going to do my best to maintain this sort of unbiased caster kind of persona or whatever. But a bit of a part of me is kind of rooting for Knusch to score some points. All right, Passy saying score 0-0. Excellent question. I think that I should add a little score thing. So hang tight with me as I type up this monstrosity. It's very large, very big, but then we whoosh, shrink it down. And where should we put it? How small can we get? Alright, I've got another idea. Let's give it a black outline. I'm trying to do this as fast as I can. Ugh, that looks horrible, doesn't it? Oh gosh. Alright, we're struggling here. Okay, you know what? Alright, hold on. Boom and MDS. What if we shorten these and then put it right here? Is this problem solving? Am I problem solving? This is a. Oh, I'm sweating. Oh, geez, that went terribly. Yeah, people don't know the teams. Oh no! And every time I alt tab, the audio cuts from the game. Oh, aye. Oh, gosh. Alright, we're still working on this. Let's go back to Kaiser 0, Knusch 0, but we gotta find a... What if we make it larger and just kind of put it in the bottom here? Does that look ugly if I click on a thing? Oh, it's so ugly. Oh, shoot. Keep it friendly. Keep it family friendly. Don't swear. What about that? What is that? That looks all right. You know, it's not. It's not the most aesthetically pleasing thing in the world, but I think it gets the job done. All right. Okay. So all right. So back to the game. So someone's asking, did Kaiserklein 1420? And yes, because he got that early trading post and like the market stuff. So he 1420. Initial bear is walling and rotating his Toshuga shrine. However, this little shrine here is, well, let's just say it's going to take a while for the Toshuga to attract all these, if it ever does. Meanwhile, let's look at, he did send the 3 boats first, and laying down some shrines. No consulate down for Initial Bear, so he had to invest the full 800 food into aging up, and his shrines are going to be expensive. Meanwhile, Kaiserklein is just doing 4 CDB, 700 wood, and it looks like he's macroing for a naked FF, and I expect to see him eat the sheeps to get there faster. And this just feels like a very clean build so far at Kaiserklein, and as you know, I mean, I am very famous for my predictions. You may have heard. My EPL2 predictions were off the charts, and so I correctly predict that Kaiserklein is going to eat the sheeps. A little cheeky Nat Scout getting in the base and not dying. I feel like that could have been picked off. Maybe Kaiserklein was just really focused on macro. He's really prioritizing that age up, and look at this. So he's going to click up at 6 minutes, having not sent 700 coin to age. Very impressive stuff from him. And meanwhile, Knusch is kind of potentially over investing into early defense. We see he's only on 80 shrine pop, kind of making 5 Yumis, which aren't really going to get anything done. And Kaiserklein with a very well played native scout right here. And Kaiserklein even picking up a second trading post, so he's going to have like a real nice XP curve. He's going to have a shipment when he gets up. He's, oh, interesting, building a stable. I thought I was going to see a barracks go for like some sort of Musk Falcon thing, but building a stable, kind of, Knusch is, I guess, feeling very, very certain that Kaiserklein is aging and doesn't have units out to just sort of AFK these at the TP socket. And what in the... Wow, so Kaiserklein is actually building a town center. Huh. I mean, look at the resources this thing secures, though, right? 2 hunts, a mine, like, and it secures all the res behind it. Like, very, very well placed town center. If you're gonna build a town center, it's a great place to be. Oh, the colors changed. Thank you for that comment in the Twitch chat. Apologies. Let me just turn off friend or foe, and now we have that nice sort of green and blue, and the colors stay when I switch player perspectives. And Initial Bar is macroing for an age up himself. Gonna want to reach age 3, ship, you know, flaming arrows and stuff like that. Kaiserklein, meanwhile, so he's shipping 1k wood first in age 3, and he's building some cuirassiers. Sorry, just playing with the playback speed there. And, you know, this handful of units out at 8 minutes, colonial units, not quite going to kill this TP socket, and Kaiserklein is just kind of smelling blood here. Oh god, such beautiful micro there, pulling that guy back right when the Ashies got into melee mode, and they couldn't even get their swing off. Very nice micro from Kaiserklein. However, this Kyocera is getting quite low HP. Yumis are a high DPS kind of light infantry. They do quite well versus cavalry. So it's going to be real close, but he survives with 8 HP, and honestly, you get your res out if you build a church and build a priest to heal this guy back up, right? I mean, it's a 300 res unit. The church gives you experience anyways, and well, Knusch doesn't want to let him repair this TP so easily. He's going to get some damage on it with his hero, and then I think he will poof away. And oh, very nice targeting the low HP Kyocera, and just teleporting out of there. So kind of cheeky little play by him. Meanwhile, Knusch's first consulate is coming down here at nearly 9 minutes of the game. We'll see who he allies with. I expect to see Japanese consulate, and there it is. Oh, you know what? Let me click more info, and I think that that will give us some information up here. Very nice. Apologies for not. Oh no! Now that runs into. Now we got to move the score. But that's okay. I think it looks really nice up there. Now the whole top is covered with stuff, and I think maybe the ESOC bar has to get smaller. We'll work on it after. All right, you know, it's been a long time since I've cast, my friends. A very, very long time, and I appreciate your patience in putting up with these sort of newbie mistakes here at the beginning. I think we'll kind of get back into it, you know. We'll kind of grind that rust off, as they say, but this is just a very weird game. I'm just like, the amount of units out on the field for like 10 minutes is very little from both players, but you know, neither, you know, Kaiserklein doesn't want to sort of overinvest into a push and have no follow-up and sort of lose to the Japanese outscale potential. So he's just going to kind of poke and see if he can't do some damage with the Kyocera's. Oh, the flaming arrows, they're going to get decent volleys off on the skirms, but the Kyocera's are going to find a beeline path right on top of them, and those are definitely going to go down. However, both sets of Minutemen are called, and this could actually be a pretty decent trade for Nuschelbar. I mean, the club's popping right on top of the Kyocera's as well. So, oh, and there's a flaming arrow live the whole time. Phenomenal trade from Knusch. That said, is France just out-ecoing him? I mean, it's tough to say. Like 120 shrine pop. The villager counts are, well, we have to remember this is 33 core de bois, and let's pull out interjections calculator, and we do 33 times 1.25, and it's really about 41 villager equivalent. So, you know, France, I don't know who's, France is ahead in score, but Japan just has a way of hanging in there. Cheeky flaming arrow. So the intervention club's coming out for Nuschelbar is sort of going for that. I associate this style of play with Optimus Prime, with you know, shipping these clubs and going Yumi archers, and Kaiserklein a little slow to draw there, a little late on the reaction time. We're gonna lose one Kyocera for free, not ideal. Let's hop on over to his perspective. He's now shipping 3 Kyoceras. So, you know, lost kind of his cavalry mass there. Now has to replenish it rather than sort of massing up and shipping that powerful Cav combat card. And these shrines are still alive and kind of behind his town center. But, you know, you would think that Skirm Kyocera would do pretty well versus this Ashley Club composition. I suppose it just depends on the numbers, as things so often do. And I don't know about you, but it seems as though the rec plays maybe at a tick slower than maybe the normal game speed, or you know, how about we just sort of speed things up in these little lulls where neither player is really doing much. Knusch is just sort of posturing here, kind of protecting his hero while he builds a shrine. And let's hop on over to Knusch's perspective. Slow things down. We do have a fight here, so that one flaming arrow is still alive. Just going straight for that sort of Yuumi Club Ashy composition, and these Yuumis, of course, do very well versus the skirmishers. However, this is a lot of cuirassiers on the field, and I wonder if Kaiserklein isn't going to try to wait for a cav combat shipment before he engages. Oh, it looks like he's calling Minutemen. So, okay, so the go time is now, and he's coming in. Massive cuirassier flank. That flaming arrow is not long for this world and does go down. However, the Cure's kind of sandwiched between two groups of anti-cav and taking a lot of damage. Meanwhile, you know, Yuumi just kind of raining down arrows on top of the skirmishers, and I don't know, this Kaiserklein is still up in score, but like every fight seems to be going in favor of Knusch. However, look at this massive cuirassiers, oh my lord. Just a bonkers amount. Is there enough anti-cav here for Knuschelbear? That is the question. Trying to micros, you know, Kaiserklein trying to split fire as much skirmisher as he can onto the anti-cav. The club's going briefly into melee mode, but I think this is just going to be too much cuirassiers. I believe France is going to be cleaning this up. What's going on in here? Just a small Ashy Raid, just going to pick off one or two Cuir de Bois, kind of keep them off that coin mine. But, I mean, this is sort of the bigger item on the plate now. This almost sort of game-deciding fight that occurred here. That's it. I mean, you know, this is a lot of idle time for these Cuir de Bois. But 5 skirmishers popping out. I believe at least 2 or 3 CDB go down there. You know, Knuschelbear smartly placing a couple Ashy into melee. Going to bypass that range resistance and slow down those villagers. Very nice for him. And now 2 Falconets coming. So at some point during that fight, Knuschelbear decided that he really wants to get that town center down. And so now these Falconets are going to be spawning down in the south. And France's economy is not going to be firing on as many cylinders as it was previously. This Nagi raid being quite annoying. But I'm sure at this point Kaiserklein thinks he's in a very, very favorable position and probably just views these raids as a nuisance and wants to press the advantage into the base of Knuschelbear. Let's hop on over to Knusch's perspective. He's just training some more Yuumi. Behind all of this, no Yabusames or anything. I suppose he can't really quite predict the, you know, no Yabusames in anticipation of the 2 Falcons, I should say, as he hasn't quite seen them yet. Although with this stealth Nascow, he may have seen them. But a lot of things going on in his base, a lot of units, more units than he has, so this is quite scary. Going to try to ship 5 Nagis, maybe hoping for a nice pop, but Kaiserklein decides to, you know, he's just going to slow push us with Falconets. And, you know, placing down another town center after leading that one. And Knusch just doesn't have the units to contest that, really. Trying to... Well, he has some villas garrisoned in the town center. Not focusing a Falconet, but it looks like it's just on the skirmishers. And Knusch trying to get some raiding done up north, but Kaiserklein is on it with a handful of goons. Now that town center is focused onto the Falconet. 6 villagers inside, not the full DPS of 10 villagers, but still getting some done. And 5 Nagis was canceled for the 2 flaming arrows, so he wants an answer to this 2 Falc push anyways. And these Nagis are being really annoying and getting some more CDB raids. If Knusch can sort of have like a god hold, I mean, he could crawl his way back into this with Eco. Potentially, I mean, he's slamming down 2 docks, right? So this is that, this is the point in the game where Kaiserklein has to kind of put the nail in the coffin and not let Japan get back into it after such a nice military trade about a couple minutes ago. But he is going to go back for the time being. And he's built an arsenal, so he's going to get those powerful techs. counter infantry riflery, which gives the skirmishers an extra 1.0 multiplier to heavy infantry. So now instead of just doing 2 times damage, they do 3 times damage to Ashigarus, clubmen, and the like, and as well getting cavalry cuirass, which adds hit points to his hand cavalry. And these are going to be some beefy cuirassiers. They have cav combat, and I expect, well, they're probably cards you want to send before cav HP and H2. Got some low HP CDD in base. These 2 shrines have been here the entire game. I'm honestly very surprised that they've never gone down. So Kaiserklein just trying to deal with the raids and push at the same time. We see, as he saw the raid and reacted to it, he pulled back his forces at the front lines because he doesn't want to, for instance, lose the falconets to a 2 flaming arrow volley, because those flaming arrows do have higher range and sort of mobility. And you know, I think Knusch was trying to go for that little multitask there, and that's a tool that you know, skillful players can employ. They can give you the old runaround and push simultaneous directions at once, and that can be very helpful if you're behind the game and trying to get back into it. And really just a lot of raids from Nushelbar, but none of them have been like money raids, you know? He's just sort of picking 1 to 2 corps de bois off at a time, and he's almost always losing those raiding units as a cost for that. So I would say, you know, right now the raids are sort of breaking even. I don't know. Finally, these 2 shrines are getting picked off. Knusch is low on coin. This is his last saved coin mine. It only has about 100 coin left in it. His next coin mine is either going to be all the way over here, a lot of walking time, or underneath the town center of Kaiserklein. However, he is establishing a presence somewhat on water. He can gather from the whales if he wants to supplement that income. And he, you know, let's not forget, so the shrines are on food because the cherry orchards have run out. And he feels he cannot sacrifice the tempo of shipping 2 cherry orchards, right? It doesn't really give you anything. It's almost, I don't want to say a wasted shipment, but when you're behind, it's definitely not the kind of card you want to send. So, you know, he's instead chopping a lot of wood and trying to get the food income that he needs from the 2 docks and the shrine production. That said, he's nearly housed, so he's having to put down some shrines that aren't on animals, I believe. Or maybe he still has some hunts alive. But in terms of military populations, you know, Kaiserklein is well and ahead, and he's even added in a dock of his own and is training Caravel to disrupt this water eco and training falconets. Interesting. I would have almost expected like 1 culverin. Oh, he's already trained 2 culverins. Okay, so his eco is just going. And yeah, I mean, Japan is definitely ahead in the ecos right now, but this is going to be a real big fight here coming up. And Knusch's economy is certainly not the most, what's the word we can use? It's not the most efficient right now because he is on these slower gathering sort of fish. He's chopping a lot of wood, very slow gathering res to chop, and oof. 1 falconet staying alive with very low HP. So the falcons are going to go down. The culverins, you know, taking out all but 1 of the flaming arrows. Meanwhile, though, kind of Knusch's entire Naginata mass has sort of died for free. And now the military unit populations are looking even further in favor for Kaiserklein, and he's going to press his advantage here. And meanwhile, this, you know, the players are very clearly very focused on land because this Caravel is shooting the dock, and nobody's reacting to anything there on water. I believe it was just sort of rallied over here when it was made. And yeah, just Things are looking very good for Kaiserklein now. What are his reinforcements? It's kind of AFK Falc, but he doesn't really need it, I don't think. One flaming arrow did pop out of that castle there, but the culverins are taking forever to shoot, but they do take it out. And this is a lot of cuirassiers. What's going on? Still in the water. Still everyone's kind of AFKing. Kaiserklein's not sending a shipment. I think maybe both these players are really valuing micro at the moment as well. And but yeah, I'm just trying to catch everything that's happening on the map, making sure I'm not missing anything. After this game, I think I might do that thing where you like hold right click and then you move your camera slowly or something. I understand we might have some individuals who are somewhat APM challenged and get nauseous at the camera movements, and you know what? That's understandable. So here we have some kind of Kinesi style play where you just kind of put yourself into a corner of the map and like all your villas are on wood and you're on the water. And you got a dream and a prayer, but the scores are just very heavily in Kaiserklein's favor. You know, still his Falc is just AFK, and finally Kaiserklein is sending that shipment after he got his another one, and Cav HP is coming. I think a frigate next would also be very good, and if Kaiser wants, he can now start getting stagecoach. I think would be a wonderful boost to his economy. Once this town center goes down, he will be able to build on this last socket. And so I just read a comment from Twitch chat. This caster is very entertaining, especially when he yawns at game 1. Apologies for my yawn. I have an interesting work schedule, which is I work nights. So at my time, I work 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. So this is kind of like midnight for me right now, if you can appreciate that. So maybe I bit off a little bit more than I can chew, casting this whole play all 5 series now, but well, that's future Callan's problem, right? Isn't that what people say? That said, let's just mosey on through this. We know how this is ending. Kaiserklein is in a very demanding position, and I think we're just sort of watching the formality of it. And Knusch calling GG. So nice game 1 from these two. Let's add that to the score real quick. Kaiserklein taking the lead, winning game 1 in this playoff 5 series of the ESOC Premier League, and picking up a point for the Boomers. If we look at the tail of the tape here, military unit pops. I mean, this is sort of when that was a rough fight for Knusch. And Kaiserklein's greedy playstyle definitely pulling out here. Combat XP, very true. I mean, this is all you need to know. Far and ahead for Kaiserklein. GG. We're going to have a re. 4 more of them, in fact. Maybe not the same matchup, maybe later on, but alrighty. Let's see what's good if we have more recs. We do. We have the game 2 rec. I think we'll just keep going on the recs because I can't, I couldn't seem to have found their game earlier. My game froze. Wait for program to respond. Here, I can show you guys what I'm dealing with. Where's the everything? Do I have a... Alright, my game is crashing. No, Harrison, unfortunately I cannot turn that off. Because it's just like that. My game is just kind of bugged. I have like bug graphics or something. I've tried changing the graphics and everything and stuff. And I don't know. So my the overlay of the overlay is the Good House Cup. That was apparently the last time I cast it. But let me... Booyah! Where's that overlay? There's the one I made. And this cord looks so ugly there. This is so hard, guys. This is so hard. It's so hard. I need scenes set up. Oh well. Little B-rate cast is better than no cast, right? I think so. Okay. Let's launch this one up. Kaiserklein Game 2. Let's get right into it. Whoa! Whoa, we're getting controlled. Let's turn that off. Whoa, you guys don't see it yet. There we go. Alright. All is well and good in the world. We have the score up. This is a very, very professionally well done here by me. And welcome to game number 2. So this map is, I believe, called Mexico. And in the northwest of the map, in the color red, representing, in the color blue, I shall say, representing the Mandarin Duck Squad, we do have Initial Bar. And in the southeast of the map, coming in hot after a winning game 1, we have Kaiserklein playing for the Boomers. And he's playing the German civilization, his main squeeze, should we say. And this is an interesting matchup. I pretty much have no idea how it really plays out. I suppose India has a lot of options. Maybe they can go for some Karnimat Zambarak openings. Maybe they can just plop down that aggro on this 5k coin mine and try to do some damage done in H2 and follow up. Maybe they want to stay H2 if they've done enough damage. I don't think India is really a stagecoach civ, so I'm not certain that we'll see Initial Bear go for like a stagecoach build, but perhaps he's going to get some units out, try to kill Germans TP, and we'll see how 2 of the best decide to play it out. That's always the exciting thing, isn't it? Should we look at Kaiserklein's decks? So 1v1 looks like that. He has Silversmith. Silversmith in all these decks, I think. Mercs. Very, very nice Merc deck. Missing the Dops, though. What a shame, missing Dops. Missing the Dop cards. Mirror, etc. Water, New England. But I'm really not interested in any of those. Anyways, what's going on? So Knusch got a bear. Now, one thing about this map is it has a lot of, how to say, treasures that are units you can pick up, right? Like Nat Scouts, Bear, right, here's the Tomahawk. I guess this is where the bear was. So only 2 spawned this game? That's... oh, you know, maybe I'm thinking of Colorado instead. I think I might be thinking of Colorado. Anyways, Kaiserklein's going to try to go for this 80 food, but Initial Bar has honed in and is poised for the steal. Got ourselves a little contention, a little polka dots here on the elephants, looking very nice. Looking very nice in the little garb. And Initial Bar lost it. Initial Bar lost it. So Kaiserklein picks up that that. Very nice 80 food. Going to be nice for him because he's going to research Gang Saw in age 1. So it's going to help his wood resource gathering in transition. And as well, he's getting a nice snare on this monk. Initial bar is not really pull tricking it with the other monk. I think normally you can escape a snare. And I believe we'll see such action in effect now. And there he goes. He hurries on up, trots to catch up, and they are on their merry way. Meanwhile, a very defensive aggro going down for initial bar, so I think he wants to play this kind of macro-oriented kind of game, and well, that's what we've come to expect out of initial bar, isn't it? All right, you know what, guys? Let's try the UI options again. Graphics options. What would fix this? No, they still have the dots. It's like a bug. It's like a bug. And when I switch players, now the dots go on Kaiserklein. And I don't know how to fix it. I've just gotten used to it. The accessibility options. Alright, okay. We'll speed it up to make up for this. What? What? I had no idea that was turned on. I thought I had a bugged game copy. Oh, jeez. Oh, man. That's embarrassing, isn't it? I'm kind of embarrassed. I'm glad everyone's eyes are doing good, but it kind of came at the cost of my pride. Oof. That's alright. Glad we can fix it. And yeah, let's just speed up a bit because we were in the options and stuff. 135 XP gonna be very nice. Very nice pickup for Initial Bear. Let's check out both these players' first shipments. Knusch sending in 600 wood. Of course, Kaiserklein going for that powerful 3 settler wagon shipment, equivalent to 6 villagers. And just kind of getting some scouting done. You know, notes that some additional sepoys have been trained. That wood is the first card. The 2 age-up sepoys tasked to this trading post. And this is an interesting trading post for Kaiserklein to build. I feel like you would prefer to have one in the corner, which is a little bit more defensible, because it would be more out of the way for the Indian player. But he does have 5 crossbows out as his first batch of units in H2, and so for the meantime he is going to be able to defend this trading post. Oh, he's getting very greedy with this crossbow positioning, going very forward with him, and getting away with it. Meanwhile, Ulan's in base. Did they pick? Do I see any dead build bodies on the ground? I don't think so. I don't think that these have gotten any kills, any Vil kills. Gonna pick up a house. And wood come down. So wow, Kaiserklein building a second barracks here. Gonna really double down on the H2 pressure. Meanwhile, Initial Bear going very greedy, right? Shipping 700 wood first and following up with a wood trickle. And what are his market upgrades like? I expect to see a lot of them, and I think we have nearly everything except for Imperial Bureaucracy. Which is being researched right now. Wonderful game knowledge from me. That's why they pay me the big bucks to do this. And it looks like Knusch is Kaiserklein is just sort of content with making these units. No, he's shipping 8 crossbows. So this tells me he wants to take the fight to Knusch, and this is quite a scary mass. of units here, and these free Uhlans are no jokes. You know, got 5 of them, and this is a lot of crossbows. Just enough pikes for some siege potential. And it seems as though he's sort of kind of got a finger on Knusch's playstyle, I want to say. This sort of like light infantry focused, greedy macro style build, which is getting punished by just massing a lot into light infantry timing, and so Knusch can't ever what's the word I'm looking for? He can't ever contest the mass Kaiserklein as a field, and I just realized I've been playing that on fast mode the entire time, but I mean, it's crossbows shooting the Gurkhas. You know, do you guys remember when these were called cucumbers? Interjection called them cucumbers, which I think he got them from, who said that first? Was it like an Asian? Why is it cucumbers? Why were they called? Why did he? I never understood why he called them cucumbers. But he did, and he did it every time. Gherkins, because gherkins and Gurkhas, and I see a little bit of wordplay there. Kind of goes over my head. Pretty dumb. But Kaiserklein is aging, so a wonderful trait out of him. He just sort of kills the aggro and like kills some bills, forces Minutemen, and then just kind of ages behind this. And Initial Bear is not even close to aging, and it looks like he wasn't able to really punish this massive unit, so it's pushing out while Kaiserklein aged behind. Although he's trying to, right? He's trying to get in here with the Soars. The elephants are slowing them down a bit. But this is interesting. So while we're talking about wordplay for units, I do believe that one top 8 player called Keister has sort of coined a new term for the Soars, which he calls them magicians, because of their disappearing act. And they just die. They just die. They just die to crossbows, vet bows. Look, where'd you go? Oh, what? Oh, there. Where'd you go? So that's pretty great. So the magician's not getting a lot of work done there, and Kaiserklein is up in a lot of score. So I do recommend making score in your games. Sometimes it's hard to know what strategy to do and what units to make, and it gets very complicated, and you have all these confusing choices to make. But when in doubt, just make score, and generally that has a pretty good success rate, I think. And that's why water's so successful and so broken. Now, Kaiserklein shipping these sort of Mose bar shipments now, the 9 Uhlans, 1,450 resources per shipment. Let me remind you how much value that is. And getting some houses down for LOS, very nice. And Knusch, in the meantime, is sort of stuck in H2. And I don't think his units can what's the word? You say hold a something up to, hold a candle, hold a light, they don't quite match up well versus the German H3 units is what I'm trying to say. Hold an edge? I hold a candle. What does that mean? I don't get language. What does hold a Huh. That's an old one. I feel like that one's kind of old. So yeah, I mean, just these Gurkhas are dying too. I think Knusch is gonna try to pull them, and they're gonna kind of get a little cheeky shot off there, but I don't know. Knusch is going to need some sort of like god fight here. And if we just turn on more info, as I should have had maybe on one game, Kaiserklein is up, nearly double the amount of military pop, and all of his units are veteran. So that's pretty good. I really like the vet crossbows too. These units. Did you guys ever have the Lego sets with the castle men? And I really like the crossbow units, how they looked, and this reminds me of them with their little helmets. And Kaiserklein just going to kind of take this slow. He's got the ranged infantry advantage, so he's just kind of going to burn some houses while poking. And there we one magician down. These hussars, though, a different story. Kind of little tankier, but the Uhlans are just going to absolutely, yeah. These sowars are not hardly connecting at all. Just lots of walking of the units for the players. I feel like maybe this could have been microed a little better on both sides, but in the end, just a lot of stuff here for Kaiserklein, and a lot of stuff I do believe is going to prevail. There are still 4 war wagons live in the background. A lot of Zam's going to DPS down these Uhlans, but the Uhlans being pulled back. And what's the follow-up here for Knusch? He had 16 idle Goldvilles. These vet crossbows are really just getting to work. I mean, like, there's still so many of them alive. And pretty decent damage, like 19. Like, that's pretty good. Kaiserklein, meanwhile, he's got a lot of idols too. That's always sort of unfortunate when you take a big fight and then all your eco goes idle while you're taking the fight. Today I was playing a game as the British, and no joke, I engaged the fight, and then 47 out of my 51 villagers all went idle in the span of like 5 seconds. And they're gathering like 2 different coin mines and like 3 different hunts, and like everything just ran out of res. And it was a really bad feeling. But so Knusch sort of employing this runaround tactic again, trying to pull himself, claw himself back into the game. Really, he's quite far behind it. Kaiserklein's not really following it, and he's going straight for the throat here, going straight for that Indian town center. There aren't that many exposed. Well, Kaiserklein does have to send some war wagons back to deal with this, but he's safe enough with just Skirm Ulan and the Indian base, I think. How does Kaiserklein want to consolidate? That's always a question. How can I consolidate here? I've got the advantage. I just got to not throw, and it looks like the answer is to bring his units back, and I think that is smart. However, he's gonna like lose a lot of villagers for this. But he's gonna have an army that Knusch may never be able to kill. And he still has like a decent amount of villagers. Like, let's be honest here. But these sowars are potentially getting a lot of value here, but just kind of zoned off by like 4 Uhlans. And meanwhile, yeah, Knusch's sort of entire military is going down here. Cav combat coming in now, but there aren't that many Cav alive. I don't know. Maybe you cancel this and send like 8 Uhlans or something. Probably doesn't really matter. Still quite far ahead in score. And, if Knusch could have gotten that damage done and then gone away, it would have been really nice. But that's the tricky thing when you're up against these decent players. These raids almost aren't even worth it because you're trading so much military for it, And Kaiserklein is definitely this type of player that seems to excel by having this like unkillable army advantage, and he will often lose some bills to trap army and further that advantage, I should say. Ooh, some cheeky rash puts coming out for the Indian player, and he's sending Tiger Claws, so feeling very kind of desperate, I guess I'd say right now. This is a desperate kind of unit comp and unit shipment, but he definitely can't age, so what can he do? Meanwhile, Kaiserklein has a lot of coin stacked. You know, something like 9 Black Riders would feel really nice for him right now, but he doesn't have a shipment, doesn't have a trading post. I really think German players should maybe start mixing in a church early age 2, just like no matter what. And imagine that, like imagine the XP a church would have trickled for the last like 15 or last like 10 minutes. Like surely that's a card right now, you know? And like you could have Black Riders be popping at this outpost if you'd built a church 10 minutes ago, is what I'm thinking. Meanwhile, though, I mean, Knusch really is kind of like really running him around, though. I don't know how Kaiserklein got away with not losing that tower. I guess he's using these villas as bait. And the majority of these villagers are settler wagons, which have 400 hit points, but they only have range resist. So these Soars are going to do pretty well versus them. They have a high attack. And Kaiserklein is just... I mean, the Black Riders are coming out now. But the economies are really looking favorable for Knusch. But the thing is, once these Black Riders hit this military pop graph, it's going to go way in favor for Kaiserklein. And I feel like Kaiser just needs to figure out where the heck, pardon my French, where the heck Knuschelbar is gathering. And if he could just apply pressure with his overwhelming military mass, that could be effective. Wow, the scores just evened up. Well, okay, that's because Mercs are on the way. Yeah, okay. Oh, and this will be why. So this part of the map is not scouted by Kaiserklein, except for now he's got his hero going. Oh, what do I see? Oh, big eco here. The one thing is, though, Knusch has basically gathered all the res that are even here, so he could maybe abandon this. It would be a very long trek, though, to go to the other side of the map. All right, let's take off Fog of War. Let's see what's going on. A big engagement. Black Riders do pop from this mid-map outpost. I don't know how that got there, but it did, and that's going to be a very nice pop point for Kaiserklein. These villas are dead to rights. Surely they are. Oh, turn around. Heed me, my advice. And yeah, as I said, basically all those res are already eaten up. And so now Knusch is definitely heading an eco pop. The problem is half of that economy is not gathering, and the other half is on a rice paddy. And that's less than ideal. But I think now has to be go time. I think you have to tank with these villas and just click it all. Trying to get the Haas little Zam pop. I think you have to go now with the villas. But a little discordant. All the villas are going to die before the army can get there. But he's still coming in for this flanks. Magicians trying to appear on top of the light infantry. A lot of war wagons, cap combat on all these units. Black Riders are definitely going to DPS down a lot. When the swords are connecting, they're doing a lot of damage. But whoosh, 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 whoosh. There they go. Like disappearing like rabbits in a magician's hat. And Zambrak's getting some nice DPS, but still, I mean, I think the tech advantage for this German army is going to pull through. The Rashputs, though, kind of a funky unit. Kind of look like Yurumis. And whoa! Wait a minute! Wait a minute! A lot of Black Riders alive. Was that a good fight for Knusch? I don't know. Kaiserklein is kind of way ahead in score again. Like 20 scrims appeared here. Man, if some Soars could have just appeared on those, that could have been really good. But, Yeah, okay, more skirms being shipped now. So okay, so Kaiserklein definitely came out ahead in there, but I think it was a valiant effort from Initial Bear. And now the economies are kind of evened up, and the militaries are back in Kaiserklein's favor, and let's, as they say, hit that button and bring her home. What an exciting game, though. Knusch is definitely. I'm going to say Knusch is not being ineffective with his runarounds, but as to whether we can call them effective, hard to say. But he's usually put into a very compromised situation when he has to run around because he's usually taken an unfavorable fight or trade or something otherwise. Anyways, here we go. We have some kind of one last effort, but they're just going down here. These units, and this looks like this is going to be a very nice fight for Kaiserklein. The melee resistance of the Black Riders really coming in handy versus these Rashputs. And the Rashputs all going down a lot. Not enough cucumbers on the field to deal with this veteran skirmisher mass. And I expect we'll see a GG out of Initial Bear soon. Especially when his units are kind of getting caught out by these 10 reinforcing skirms. And indeed we do. GG has been called, so the score is now 2-0 for Kaiser. Good news for the Boomers and bad news for the Ducks, but it's not over yet. Knusch can still bring this back with a reverse sweep. Ye of faith, believe. Really big mass here from Kaiserklein. Kind of 8.5 minutes, and he's got 8 minutes and 10 seconds, and he has 57 military pop. That's pretty big. Big timing. Kind of caught Knusch going a little greedy there. And from there, after kind of dealing with some runarounds, he was able to pull it through, though. Good fights for him. All right, I'm downloading game 3. Put that in there. Sexy games. All right, here we go. Jumping right into it. Boys and girls, men and women, and everything in between. Here we are. The map is Dakota. No, it's not Dakota. It's one of them with the 4 teepees right through the middle, slicing it through. One of those maps. And the matchup is in the north of the map. We have Initial Bear in the color blue playing for the Mandarin Duck squad, and the Incas. Civ he likes to play a lot on his stream, if I am not mistaken. And in the south of the map, in the color green, playing for the Boomers, we have Kaiserklein. In my main squeeze, the British civilization electing to go for that early manor plus market setup because he got, I believe, a 50-coin treasure in his base. All right, this is an interesting matchup. I really don't know how it goes. This feels like Brit are very strong, but this isn't maybe a super high hunt map that Brit is very super comfortable in. Certainly you get enough hunts, you can probably herd 3 pretty close to your town center, but you go through hunts quite quick. And bit of a treasure contention. Ooh, so close. Kaiserklein's going to pick it up, but this Inca hero is going to snare, and with the 30% melee resist, is going to win this fight handily if they do fight. So what Kaiserklein will try to do is you can melee the opponent's hero that is snaring you and try to click away, and it might be like a frame. Well, I only know the term frame perfect from like speedrunning, and I don't really speedrun, but it sounds very sexy, you know, like a frame perfect action. And so I have nothing to back that up, but I like calling breaking the snare frame perfect action, even though you probably get like, I don't know, several frames to do it. But just a little timing thing. Kaiserklein was able to get away there. And, this guy is kind of going back. All right, let's click on the. How do I get more info? Oh no, is it? Where'd more info go? All right, okay. I don't know. We don't get the ecographs this game, I guess. All right, Kaiserklein going up with the governor, that will be 200 coin and a tower, and Initial Bear going up with the chief, which I can only assume is the 2 war huts, because why would you age with anything else? IMO. And Kaiserklein going to be picking up 40% XP on his hero, probably just so that the Inca can't get it, because that would be quite annoying to deal with, if I do say so myself. And let's slow things down now. So it looks like Knusch shipped 300 wood first, I want to say. So there's a lot of houses to have already. And then got the big button in transition. I wasn't paying super close attention, and to be honest, I am not an Inca player, and I am not familiar with like the new Inca meta at the moment. But someone is saying in all caps he's doing gimmicks builds, 4-ville in transition bless. So okay, so yeah, so that is what happened, and just very couple of defensively postured war huts here. Protecting this forward hunt, and Kaiserklein's just doing very standard Brit stuff, making a forward barracks, putting an outpost to protect this mine and this hunt. Gimmick is an AoE player, by the way, kind of like an EPCM kind of type player. And what units is he going to queue out of this barracks? Musketeers. I suppose why not? Musket unit. And reminder, this was played pre-patch, so I believe there is like a beta patch out there with some pretty significant Inca balance changes. I am not very familiar with what they are, but keep in mind that this is not played on that patch, so this is not any sort of like new wave Inca that you see. But oh wow, so Knusch is going for the 3 Tambos shipment first in Age 3. So these Tambos are the Inca trading post building. Actually, this is a lot of value because each of these Tambos are 250 wood, so you get 750 wood out of that. And of course, they save you the seconds of, they build concurrently, so you don't have to build each in turn with your hero, and that will give you just kind of a lot of more efficiency. You're going to get more. You're going to reap the rewards of those Tambos more so. However, that is if they can be built, and Kaiserklein is kind of on the prowl with these musketeers. I wonder if he didn't see that card in Initial Bear's deck and is trying to, this hero is postured on this trading post, and I wonder if he isn't wondering if that's what's happening. That said, I think that these are going to go up. How fast do they build? Slowly is the answer, actually. Quite slowly. At least 2 will go up. But if we hop on over to Kaiserklein's perspective, he does notice that this is going up. And units in Age of Empires 3 have a 4 times bonus in siege attack when buildings are in construction. So the siege of, these longbows are doing 40 siege, and these musketeers are doing 80, and this Tambo is not long for this world, definitely going to die. And that's a real shame for Knusch, because now his shipment just sort of lost 33% of its value. But Training Jungle Bowman and Puma Spearman. Shipping some wood behind this. Just says all of his villagers on food. I can only assume he has a market somewhere. No? No hunting dogs? No market? Okay. Alright, that's interesting. But Kaiserklein doesn't have a lot of units on the field. I wonder if he was trying to age or no. He's just getting ready to go for big mass timing. 700 coin is on the floor, and he's going to use that to complete these batches. Going to get 3 Huss out. Maybe not the 5 he wanted, but still pretty good. And, well, let's just take a quick look at Kaiserklein's shipment order. So he has gone 700 wood, 5 villagers, 700 coin. That is a fine build order. Sometimes you'll see people ship 600 wood instead of 5 villagers. This seems to be quite... 5 villagers seems to be better now that I'm looking at it, because he still has the he still has 2 barracks and a stable and 110 manor pop. So he seems to have all the production facilities that he needs and enough population space, at least for the time being. That it just seems like a better build than shipping 600 wood. Not gonna lie. I wonder if you don't ship 600 wood later though, because you do need pop space, but perhaps you just chop it. I don't know. At any rate, this is a big mass from Kaiserklein, kind of like a big timing. And yeah, the longbows to the tower are going to do a lot of damage. I think this is just going to be a cleanup. Right? They're like 4 plume spoon in here. And just like a really well executed timing here from Kaiserklein. Just like, the 3 Tambo card just hasn't really paid off at all. It's almost kind of like a wasted shipment here. And while Kaiserklein's just playing Brits to a very strong level, employing a very effective strategy here. And Inca's kind of a slow rolling civ, and Knusch kind of pushed out before he was ready to. And, he's going to try to retreat between the choke of these 2 war huts and try to do what he can there. But, it's just the military populations are too discrepant at this time. And I do believe that this is just kind of game over. And yeah, so Knusch calling GG. So Kaiserklein is kind of getting a little scary for the Manor and Duck squad right now. Kaiserklein taking a pretty serious 3-0 lead. Kind of looking pretty scary. Let's look at this timing here from Kaiserklein. So military unit pop kind of peaks 8.5 minutes, 56 units. Pretty good. Pretty good. But yeah, you have to wonder if this isn't maybe a bit of a build order loss from Knusch. I'm not sure. Alright, I have the 4th game going. Whoops, I actually called it game 2. This is game 4. Here we go. Let's hop right into it. I hope you guys are enjoying the series between Kaiserklein and Initial Bear. Hope you're enjoying the content. I repressed the urge to burp into the mic because I am on ESOC TV and not my own channel, so I am quite proud of myself for doing that. And all right, well, let's introduce the players on the map. So in the northeast, and the color blue, kind of like a nice, nice light creamy blue. We have Initial Bear playing the Haudenosaunee, I believe is how it's pronounced, or the Hoods, as I might refer to them. And in the southwest, in the color green, playing France again, Kaiserklein, in his commanding 3-0 lead in this Play All 5 series, part of the ESOC Premier League Week 2 matchup between the Mandarin Duck squads and the Boomers. The map is Manchuria, and it is notable for its yaks dispensed around the map and the common wood treasures. So France is a nice pick on this map because you do have that extra scout that can pick up these herdables, and you can definitely make use of that wood in early H1, as Kaiserklein has done. And I will be interested to see if Kaiserklein doesn't try to eat some of these yaks and go for like an early 13 bill age up, which can feel quite strong with France at times. And really nice kind of town center. You know, he picked up the wood treasure and built this trading post, and he's going to get that pass from this travois. Unfortunately, it's not going to help him get a 3 CDB any earlier, but for placing the travois when he did, that is the best pass he could have gone. Meanwhile, this is a bee fisher map. Yeah, so let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. So the Hoots start with this travois, which they can use to transform into a series or into a variety of buildings. Most notably, we see house or dock being chosen, but I think it can also be a market and a farm. Now, the Hoots have this option to, on water maps like this, to make a dock in H1 and train 3 to 4 boats, and it actually doesn't, allegedly, slow down their H2 time at all, or their build at all. In fact, it expedites it. And that's pretty good. You just sort of get this like kind of free 4-bill boost. And as a result, we mostly only see the Civ on water maps where they can do this Bee Fisher build. And if you're wondering why it's called Bee Fisher, it's because there was this player called Bee Winner who played a lot of Ottomans, which, you know, you just kind of put a B in front of everything. And, well, Bee Winner would play Botto, and he would make an H1 dock with Ottomans, or also maybe, I don't know, somehow it's called Bee Fisher. And that's just, you know, there's a tradition of Age of Empires 3 where you call strats, like you name strategies, but not actually after the person who like was the first to like play them. At least it seems to be that way, and I think that's really fun. Kind of nice memes going on. All right, so Initial Bar is aging with the Wise Woman, which will give him the travois and the resource crates. Meanwhile, Kaiserklein, he does go for that 13 bill age up, so I didn't see if he ate any yaks, you know, if so, how many, but he's gonna, I'm sure, got that Idolist 13 bill age in, and chopping a lot of wood in transition. And he has 1 forward CDB, so I wonder if he'll go for some sort of early forward base kind of pressure. I feel like that's a little atypical in this matchup, but Initial Bear loves to kind of greed, and I think we've seen Kaiserklein take advantage of that throughout the series. And I don't know why I kind of started kind of whispering, kind of a softer voice there, like I was being secretive about this kind of cheeky forward base fill, because I don't believe Initial Bar has scouted it, and this could surprise him. He's aging quite slow, you know. 13 bill France can be quite powerful. However, something to note is this barracks is only being built with 1 bill, so the units that are going to be popping out of it, excuse me, are going to be, here we go, are not going to be popping out as soon as they maybe could with the 2 villagers. Anyways, travois, very, very defensively placed here. Kaiserklein is going to immediately scout it and immediately start sieging it. And does Knusch get this pass? He gets his pass. Very nice from him. Oh, we love to see that juicy kind of like 1/3 of a shipment just pop in. Some cheeky build punching. Why not? And what's Kaiserklein up to? So he's training 5 pipes, I suppose, wants to siege this trading post. And he's got crossbows behind this, and he's just going for 4 CDB 700 wood. And smartly moving his hero to the water. You want to kind of confirm that your opponent is beefish, but you also want to see if you can, have they built more boats, right? Have they built more than 4 boats? That's something that can be very hard to scout, but very important to scout. And if we just sort of go to Kaiser's, point of view, he can't really see for sure. And then that's why it's so difficult to really tell how hard your opponent is booming on the water. But Knusch could be in a pretty good spot, I feel like, but he doesn't have wood to pop space to make units. Still, that eagle eye crack shot is oh my gosh, that did so much damage to those pikemen. However, the bows are reinforcing at just the right time. Oops, I accidentally did view lock, and still, they're so low HP. And this is for sure going to be a cleanup for Initial Bear. Like, oh, but Kaiserklein is a very well-placed Nat Scout here. However, I think he's accepted defeat, and he's going to try to get as much value out of his units as possible by just targeting these crossbows onto the tomahawks. Yes, they're all going to die, but he's going to get 1 tomahawk for his trouble and half the hit points of a Kanya. Kind of 1.9 tomahawks and 0.4 Kanyas. And Knusch is now just finally placing down the population space that he needs. But yeah, as a result of that cleanup, I mean, Knusch is he can kind of raid now, and he's gonna get 1 Coeur de Bois. Oh, has this Eagle Eye recharged? No way, that'd be too strong. That'd be too strong. Surely it's still on cooldown, but yeah, Knusch is shipping crate. He's just gonna try to age behind this. I think that's a really good decision. Another potentially, who am I to say what is better or not, right? I'm not in the league of these players, but I also wonder, what if you don't kill the forward racks and then age, Like, what if you get rid of this walking, reduce walking time into your base? Like, if you leave this barracks up, I feel like it gives Kaiserklein an opportunity to go for an age 2 timing and kind of punish your age up. So I'm questioning the order of events that are about to proceed. However, we shall see how it goes. And I mean, Knusch trying to siege his trading post, but he's going back. I mean, you don't want to push while aging, right? Classic kind of rule of thumb there. And I think he's going to get caught out here. Explorer going to maybe try to Eagle Eye, just trying to pull trick these units. Kite away as best as he can. Tricky spot for Knusch to be in. He's kind of losing his mass kind of for free. I mean, Knusch is hardly getting any value out of that. And the only thing he has escaped are the 3 Kanyas. Wasn't even able to kill the Nat Scout. And he's going to be up, but he's down 38 to 6 unit pop. I mean, these Kanyas are all he has. And he's already used his big button. So, and he doesn't even have a shipment available. So it's like, huh. It's kind of like, huh. But a second war hut and a corral being built, and I assume we'll see the musket riders being shipped. Yes, we do. Musket riders, they have like 40% range resist, just like a very strong unit. And oh, but I mean, this is painful. So, like 5 villagers getting caught out. Knusch is trying, trying to sack the one that is snared and run the rest to the safety of a canoe, and he's going to be able to do that. Apologies, folks. My throat got very scratchy here. Let me take a swig of water before we have the big fight coming up. So 5 forest prowlers. Okay, so Knusch canceled them. Very nice cancel from Knusch. Those guys would have all died, so he's going to save the res and instead call the second Tomahawk big button here. Those Musket Riders, none of them going down right away from the pop, but they did take a lot of melee damage. And that's kind of, you know, bypasses their 25% range resist. And same, like, when these Hussars get swings on them, like, that's a lot of value there. And it's just, you know, when you're getting trapped by units everywhere, it's hard to make your way out of this. And this is like looking very favorable for Kaiserklein. So Knusch had a massive cleanup in early H2, and then he just kind of like got his units out on the map while he was aging, and then got him caught, and then just kind of lost everything. And trying to lay down a community plaza, but doesn't quite make it. Still doesn't have another shipment, and yeah, I don't know what he does here. The only unit he can train are Musket Riders. I didn't realize that the 2 Warhuts were like killed already, but that does seem to be the case. Meanwhile, I think Kaiserklein wants to age now. We see he's not queuing any more units. He's not shipping anything. And I think he'll eat these 2 yaks to age up. Look at me, I'm just on it today with the yak eating. And let's speed things up while we have a little lull in the action, and Kaiserklein is aging up behind this. Remember, this is 28 C to B, so the real eco of France is 35 bills right now, 35 to 32. And because the War Chief Civs don't have steel traps, and some of these villagers are boats, they're even a little bit less than this. So, anyways, I think Knusch is trying to kind of run around now, but Kaiserklein has everything neatly defended. And shipping 2 Falcons behind this. And he has that Musks. Oh! That hero just really hightailing out of there. Giving it all he's got to get the heck out of there. But what's Knusch up to? Sending the 5 Kanyas, making Forest Prowler, Musket Riders, and it feels as though Iroquois are really quite weak to artillery because they don't have any artillery themselves. They don't have Culverins, they don't have Falconets, and their only units to deal with them are Musket Riders, which do have a high multiplier versus artillery, if I can find any, or Forest Prowlers and Stealth. But it feels like if you stealth Forest Prowlers, unless you have a whole bunch of them and they can like one-shot a Falconet, it's not really what you want, because you're trying to kill a unit with the unit that gets countered by it. You know what I mean? That seems kind of awkward. But not even making Musket Riders, just going like Forest Prowler Kanya. And it's like Kaiserklein has sensed it. What's going on? That's creepy. That's creepy, man. I guess he's just waiting for his skirms. Yes, yeah, I'm Sir Cal. I'm the caster. I'm reading Twitch chat. There were some doubts as to my identity, and understandable. I go by a lot of different names these days. Go by a lot of different names. I live a lot of different lives. And Knusch calling the GG. A little anticlimactic there, but I appreciate that resign. Down a lot of score. Sometimes you just gotta throw in the towel when you're in a lost position. So again, I mean, like, massive advantage here from Knusch, right? But then he just ages without killing the FB or anything and gets right-clicked by an H2 timing. So Kaiserklein is employing these very effective H2 timings, which is sort of against the semi-FF narrative. But I don't want to get political here. All right, not going to get political. I'll stop. But all res gathered. Yeah, very nice. One more game left. This is a play all 5 series, but the best now that the Ducks can hope for is a 4-1 because Kaiserklein has taken a very commanding 4-0 lead against one of the best players in the game right now. How about that? That's crazy. I do have the last game in my inbox. Let's load it up. And see what's in store for us. Oh shoot! I closed the ESOC stream to keep one page. Why is there thunder going on? Why is there thunder in my game? Holy cow, we're 30 seconds into the game. Alright, this is game 5. This is the final game, no matter what, in this play all 5 series between Knusch and Knusch Bear. I keep saying it wrong, and Kaiserklein, part of the ESOC Premier League series. And let's just hop right into it. So in the north of the map, in the color green, playing Dutch is Kaiser, playing for the Blockhouse Boomers, and in the south of the map, for the Mandarin Duck squad, we do have Knusch Bear in the color blue playing China. Now, this is an interesting map to choose China because I suppose it's not a TP map, and I think most people prefer to play China on a TP map. That said, there's a lot of livestock, and you do get the 2 scouts as China. However, Dutch also gets 2 scouts, and it seems as though Knusch kind of making this decision to try to kill the envoy. As a result, he's lost a lot of these llamas near his own base, and the envoy is going to get back home safe and sound with the llamas. So that's kind of a nice for Kaiserklein already. That said, there are also a lot of livestock treasures on this map, right? We see 2 stray sheep, 3 stray llamas, and some other nice ones here on the east side of the map. 120 wood, very nice. But 5 llamas here for Kaiserklein, and Knusch has 3. So a nice little pickup from him. And Kaiserklein also going to pick up 80 coin, and immediately pulling off his coin gathering bills from that resource because he has enough coin now with the treasure to complete his 15th villager. Not opting to go 14 bill like has been suggested by some prominent Dutch players. Instead, favoring the 15 bill. And what's the deck look like? Pretty standard town militia. You have 700 food in here instead of something like maybe advanced arsenal. In H3, you have all the unit shipments, the 2 unit upgrades, refrigeration, Swiss pikes, and 1K wood. This is about as standard as it gets, folks. And Initial Bear, on the other hand, also has the colonial, the Boxer Rebellion for China, the colonial militia equivalent. And really, Antonio subscribing. Wow, 21 months. Holy cow, that's insane. I hope that the notification went off. I should have them enabled. Maybe I heard it and I just thought it was like an actual shipment or something. But this is almost nearly an FI oriented deck. No 8 meteor hammers. That's kind of interesting. I think that's a good card. Otherwise, pretty standard himself. And Knusch going to lay down that standard Summer Palace with the 4 villagers on it, and I think get ready to FF. Meanwhile, Kaiserklein is building his transition bank with 4 villagers. All very good stuff. He's hurting this one hunt and this other one kind of, and has the coin for Vil. Oh, because he just picked up 80 coin. That's quite good for him. Quite good. And we'll see how he likes to play this. If he wants to go for like a stable start and a start pressure, just boom and go to H3. Let's fast forward just a wee bit. Sending 700 wood as his first card, and Knusch not quite up yet. Looks like Knusch just wants to go for 700 coin FF based on his macro. And the nice thing about having all these llamas is you can, I don't know, it just helps your bank boom / age up with Dutch a lot. It's going to be really nice for him. And I think we're just going to see a 5 bank FF here. I think you build a market here. Yes, you do. You build a market and you do some trading for some market upgrades and stuff. I do believe. Oh, he's built a villager over here. I mean, he sent a villager over here to build a stable. Alright, let's slow things down. Meanwhile, Knusch just 700 coin. Going to be clicking up. And I wonder if we'll see him go with the Porcelain Tower or the Skirmisher Wonder. It is going to be that Porcelain Tower. And I don't know, this is just the awkward thing about playing China on like a no TP map. You even get your 700 wood late, which means that normally when you are building this wonder, you want to get that wood in so you can build a village on this side, because it's very hard to garrison these villagers into the town center if, for instance, 5 Hus show up. So, oh, these are going to be such a punishing 5 Hus. And Knusch sees him and he reacts, he pulls everything, but I think at least one, I think this Vil will go down for sure. And Halbman is, you know, called, but now he can get that wood. So I mean, losing 1 Vil, not ideal, but I suppose not the end of the world either. However, this Vil is in danger as well. Meanwhile, Kaiserklein is just sort of, you know, going to add in his 5th bank here pretty soon, I think, getting hunting dogs. Has the res for that last bank. So 2nd batch of cav being trained. And those Halbminas are going to go down, no problem. And this War Academy, I don't know if it's really what you want to be building right now either. I think you kind of want to prioritize Consulate. Maybe get a consulate going down over here. But it looks like, oh no, Knusch didn't get his greatcoats, but he still didn't lose that bill. And he should. Why is his Summer Palace batch feel so late? Did he switch this or something? This feels late. This feels like this should be arriving by now. But it isn't. Now, the one thing Knusch has in his, I mean, so he's up in age 3 and doesn't even have a shipment. Like, so sad. But he does have all this livestock that he will be able to eat in a bit, which will be quite nice for him. However, if we just click on more info, this doesn't take into consideration banks. So, but it also doesn't take into consideration the porcelain tower. But this porcelain tower is like 2 banks, maybe like 2.5 banks. Kaiserklein is like more than that many banks. So, eating these llamas to age up a little faster. And I think he's in a quite commanding spot. He's making score. That seems to be good. That seems to be good. And he's going to have a shipment when he gets up because these banks give him so much XP. China's just like so sad on this kind of no TP map. It's going to be so long until he gets a shipment. Maybe they should have, what do you guys think about giving monasteries an XP trickle? Like churches. Well, the thing is, the banks are gathering coin at the speed Dutch villagers gather coin faster than other villas. You have banks doing it. Meanwhile, this tower's put onto wood, which is a very slow gathering res. So it's not, it's not quite so simple, I think. But maybe let's fast forward it a bit while nothing's really going on. I think the China player just kind of wants to mass up. Kaiserklein is going to be shipping Reuters first. It doesn't feel comfortable going 1k wood. And I think that's a totally fair decision. China does have the ability to right-click pretty quickly. Wow, I need to go to bed. I'm tired, folks. Oh, nice walls. I really like these walls. Oh, both players have the same thing in mind, eh? What did they say? Great minds think alike, huh? I mean, might as well. Kaiser's doesn't really secure many res, just this coin mine, but it just keeps rating pressure down to a minimum, which has been kind of bothering him with the whole series. And 9 Reuters, 5 Husk, Calf Combat is the build order, so just kind of chopping the wood needed. I like this build order. Just going Skirm, Reuter, Husk, and okay, let's slow it down. Not a lot of anti-cav here for Knusch. He can build a gate and retreat if he wants to. A lot of arquebusiers, decent amount of arquebusiers, trying to put this monk into cover mode. Trying to pull trick these arquebusiers up and get the cav going. And oh, I forgot that this stable is Kaiserklein's. What a beautiful Hussar pop here. Knusch, tasking very smartly a few Cheng Dao on top of those husks, but the multi-pronged approach here from Kaiserklein, I think, is going to prove true. And enough skirms and Reuters DPSing down all the Cheng down here. Just kind of like beautiful micro here from Kaiserklein running all the melee cap around. And yeah, there's just nothing left here. And that's a very quick game 5. Initial Bark calls GG. And bit of a clean sweep here. Someone call... Someone call up Swiffer. We got it. new mascot for you. Because you'll sweep them up. The Swiffer Sweeper with Kaiserklein is the mascot. Hey guys, buy the Swiffer Sweeper and you'll sweep your opponent, and you'll sweep your dirt just like I sweep my opponents. That could be a pretty good advertisement. So yeah, 4.5K gamer. Nice fight there. All res gathered. Touched it. Dutch. China kind of gets a lot of their value from their shipments, and if they don't have a TP, you're kind of missing that XP curve. Yeah, the Hisar pressure is pretty effective. All right, well, guys, that's going to be it for me. I hope you appreciated this cast, or liked it, or something, or at least ambivalent. I kind of threw it together here at the end, but it was just such a nice series between. Well, I mean, two very strong opponents. I kind of wanted to watch them play, and nobody was slotted to live cast it, and ESOC is kind of backlogged on all the series and stuff. But if you guys like this cast, maybe put in a good word for me. Maybe I can kind of keep doing this out, Monday through Friday after work. I can kind of just cast the series. But you need to put in a good word because some of the ESOC people are hesitant to give me the stream key. And I don't want to get political about it, so we'll just leave it. We'll just leave it there. Anyways, yeah. Now I'm gonna go to bed. And is there anybody we can rate? Any mods? Any ESOC mods in chat? Are we getting any raids going? I see Len is live. Big GKS, although there's some drama there with ESOC, so maybe we skip over that one. Anyways, that's it for me.